Welcome to iCast Blackboard, creating a portfolio. This is one of 3 iCasts regarding Blackboard portfolios. The other iCasts include a portfolio's homepage overview and sharing, assigning, and grading portfolios. When it is time to create a portfolio, the first thing that has to be done is to go to the portfolio's homepage. This is the homepage, and this is where portfolios are managed. If I want to create a new portfolio, I would click Create Portfolio. Now, before I do that, I'm going to show you a sample portfolio so that you can get a good visual of what a portfolio on Blackboard could look like. I'm going to click View, and this is a sample science portfolio. It looks very pretty in this manner. When we're building the portfolio, it doesn't look as nice. But you'll notice this says Standard 1 Experimental Design, and then it has sections below that. This is a page. Up here is a header, and down here is a footer. You'll also notice that in each section there are artifacts attached to it. For each section, you would give it a title. You can attach an artifact, and then you can write a little bit about maybe you want students to reflect on the artifacts that they've attached or provide a rationale for why they attached these items. When you go to look at an artifact, you click on it, and when students attach, they can give it a title, explain the content a little bit, and then you can download the document. To switch pages, there's a little navigation menu. So right now I'm on the Standard 1 page, and these titles are based on whatever your criteria are for the portfolio project that you have students doing in your class. Now let's say I want to check out Standard 2. I would click on Standard 2. Standard 3, Standard 4, very easy navigation. If I wanted to change the style, this is also where I would do that by clicking Customize Style. I have a couple different layouts to choose from. I could have it look like this. Layout 1 just changes the navigation bar from one side to the other. I'll just stick with Layout 3. You can also choose different colors. So that's the fun part. And then save. I'll close out of that. Now, to create a portfolio from scratch, you would click the Create Portfolio button. You'll start off to give it some basic settings. If there was a template that you wanted students to specifically use, they would click here. Hopefully in the future there will be more template options. For example, the English 2 template, the biology template, the Spanish template, whatever whatever format you want portfolios to be, students would select from here. They could give a description. They can choose whether it's available or not, and they can also choose whether comments are private or not, and that's based on how you want to be using portfolios. Maybe you want students to peer review once in a while, and they can comment on each other's portfolios. It's really up to you. And then click Submit. So the student will then see an option to take a tour. I would recommend it. Since I'm giving you a brief overview, I'm just going to click No Thanks. But in case you ever want to watch this, you just click on this little compass up here to take the tour again. Now, this is what the portfolio looks like when you're not previewing it and you are building it. You'll start off, this is the title that you provided on the previous page. This is the header. So I want to give it a new header, let's say. Make sure every time you edit a header, a footer, a section, you're changing titles, you're going to see a little save button. So make sure you save it or you will lose those changes. Same thing, you click on the little pencil icon down here to change the footer. You can change the title of the page you're on, and then you can also edit the title of each section. So when you first create a portfolio, it will automatically give you a page and a section. Let's say I want to change the title of this. Click Save. And then I want to change the title of a section. This is where students would attach artifacts. If they've already added artifacts to the My Artifacts section, they would show up here. Or if they've already attached it in a prior portfolio, or even within this portfolio, it will show up here. The way they add to this list is they could add a personal artifact by either uploading it from their computer, or if they have anything in the Blackboard content collection, they can grab it from there. They could give it a title, describe it, specify what the content is exactly, and then they would click Submit. Another way that they can add an artifact is they can add it from a class. So let's say they submitted an assignment, they submitted an essay through Blackboard. The student would select the class. So let's say it was a genetics essay. Since I'm the teacher of the course, nothing is going to show up, but for any assignment submitted to the course, it will show up here, and then the student can just select it and it'll be attached to their portfolio, and they would submit. So that's a couple ways that artifacts can be added. This space here, really it's up to what you want to tell students to do. Maybe in each section they should write a reflection, a rationale. This is where they could write it. I'll click Save. That's important, or else that section won't save. Now let's say I want to add an additional section. There are plus signs above and below each section. If a student wanted to add a section below, they would click this plus sign on the bottom. If they wanted to add a section above, they would click the plus sign at the top. Now, if I wanted to add another page, you have to do that on the left in the menu. Add a page, and it'll be added sequentially, but you could actually drag and change this. So maybe I want this to be before page 2. You could either click it or you can drag it. You could even rearrange sections this way. Oops. And you can even preview. Okay, so maybe I'll change the name of this, and really it's up to whatever your project specifies. I'm just keeping it really general. And then they could edit the sections within this page as well. Maybe I'll even add a couple sections. Any sections that you add, any pages that you add, it'll also be added to the menu. Now let's say a student decides to change the title of their portfolio. They would click on Settings, and that brings you back to the initial page where you started to create the portfolio. They could even change the options of availability and the privacy of comments. If they want to preview and customize, so they want to see what this actually looks like and choose a theme color, they would click there. And this is what it looks like so far. They would click Customize, choose whichever layout they want, choose whichever color they want, and then save. They could even view comments. When they're done editing, they would click Done Editing. and the portfolio now shows up in their list. Now if they want to edit it, they would click on edit. If they wanted to view it, this is where they could customize again, change the theme, they would click view. And then the more options, the most important, would be the share option. So they can share with a class and they can share with you. The My Artifacts page, if they knew ahead of time artifacts that they will be attaching to a portfolio, they can also add them here. So this is the page you saw when you were adding an artifact while working on the portfolio, but they can also access it from the home page. Thank you for taking the time or watching this iCast. Screencasts, in addition to our portfolio screencasts, include starting a Blackboard page from scratch, creating and grading assignments, creating and grading discussion boards, and using Blackboard rubrics. If you have any questions or would like any one-on-one help, feel free to contact us at hs-icoach@rtnj.org. Or as always, feel free to stop in and see us in B150.